We are living in an educational revolution. Today, the meaning of knowing has shifted from being able to retain and repeat information to using the information effectively. Throughout this framework, our diverse group of secondary education, English, and design and technology specialists have underwent a series of discussions and brainstorming sessions to formulate the best lesson plan.
Hello, my name is Amin. So basically for our Tpack framework, we decided to do on my Year 10 Science 2 class. It consists of 10 students, 8 girls and 2 boys. Personally, I think they're more on the higher ability spectrum because they catch on my lessons pretty quickly. I wouldn't have to filter any design terms. And they've got a very strong foundation of their critical thinking and making problem solutions. So the purpose of the topic of the lesson was environmental consideration, particularly on recycling, how it can benefit society and how we can make a change to the environment. By starting the lesson, I started the lesson normally just by a greeting as usual. Then I went on straight showing them a video. In this video, it connected with a real life problem, especially in Brunei. Due to the recent events such as the Golden Jubilee and then the recent official opening of the Sungai Kebun Bridge, or known as Ripas Bridge as well. It was evident that the real life problem was the waste that was being left after the event. So basically what I wanted my students to do was how can they use these wastes, and turn it into something positive rather than just recycling. What can they turn all of the products or the waste to form a solution? By doing so, this is what we call product design. You come up with a problem, you come up with a solution to the problem.
In this lesson, we are trying to introduce students on the topic called design brief, problem, and design consideration. So in this lesson, we are training students on how to write their design problem and design brief. Allies with one of the English students. He is the one who helped us to guide on how the writing skills and the narrative way on how students should write the design brief and design problem. And at the same time, we merge English and design and technology between writing and making a product. The main theme which will be explored is environmental consideration. We want to teach students on how to analyze the problem situation and come up with their own design and brief. We want students to know the designers can make impact and they can design for positive impact. By doing a project-based learning, the student can be able to experience the learning by experiencing hands-on doing the project. So this also trains students on their critical thinking from the planning, from drawing and making a product. So by giving students a critical problem, they can solve the problem creatively and can be able to think faster. And with as the teacher, we give a time frame for the students to finish their work.
Okay, using project-based learning, we wanted to promote high engagement learning, especially in the era of digital technology. Distraction is everywhere. We believe that a lesson can be fun and enriching at the same time. Through hands-on product making activity, it puts the student as an active contributor in their learning process. The trials could unlock new experiences for them and increase their levels of concentration. Also, we would like to use the fishbowl discussion pedagogy to promote active participation in the classroom in order for the student to construct their knowledge effectively. For our design lesson, Amin will provide a video that shows one of the human impacts on the environment, which is waste. What we hope to achieve is that the students are able to construct new knowledge by analyzing the video and interpret it according to their own understanding. By relating it to other subjects such as in geography, where they might have learned about land pollution, or in science, where they might have learned how waste can produce toxic fumes. This design and technology lesson could help generate new ideas and apply their existing knowledge in a new context through active discussion with their peers.
After much deliberation, we believe that we have designed the best potential approach to a successful lesson, incorporating technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge. So the lesson begins.
Okay class, today we'll be learning about design brief and design problem, but the main topic is about environmental consideration, about how important is the environment to us and how we should protect it. So we're gonna learn how to identify a design problem, and how you can formulate a design brief and a design problem, and from that design brief and design problem is that you are gonna try to make a solution. Alright? Yeah. Tell me, remember the 5 W's that we covered? Yes. What do you think? Is the why, who, what, where, what, where, how, when, and how. Good. Okay. So based on today's lesson, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to analyze a design problem and write a design brief in the correct tenses and your sentence structure. Because your examiners they have to understand what it is that you will be writing about, or what you're trying to find a solution for. Alright? But we're going to start the lesson by showing you a video. Basically the video is going to be about how important is the environment, and what can you do to solve the problem that people need. Alright. So one problem that we have recently is that we have crumpled iron. As you can see, we have the trash here. So it's very unhygienic. So we're gonna try to come up with a solution for this. So basically what you can do is that we're gonna try and to formulate a solution for this. Understand? After showing the video, my students had an epiphany about how much waste they've wasted. Basically they contributed to that event as well. So I did a short question and answer session with them. They said, basically the main reason, the main solution would be just recycling. But then other than that, what do you do with the product or with the waste that you collect? So you can actually turn it into products of everyday life that we can use. So this is where the activity took place. So what did you learn from the video?
I learned that we have all been very ignorant about our environment, and that we have been wasting everything that we could be recycling about. We could be recycling, but instead we just throw it away.
So what do you normally throw away? Such as?
Well, food.
Food, yeah.
Food, plastic. All the things that we could fix, but actually we throw it.
Then what can you do? Kalau example, so Farisha talked about food, talked about plastics, talked about tin cans. So what can you do with those things? Food? Kalau food, what do you do? Eat.
Give away.
You
give away.
Oh, you can give away. Yeah. Kalau plastics, what can you do? Reuse? Like what? Reuse like what? Raincoat. Plastic, you want to use that? Plastic bag, you'll use a raincoat.
Plastic.
You can?
Sampah.
Yeah, okay, good. So basically you can always reuse and then make it into a different product. Yeah, that's how things are nowadays. So basically after this where you'll be divided into groups, with the other teachers as your facilitators. Okay? Yeah.
knowledge construction, we wanted to introduce the lesson with a video that they can analyze, as it is important that the students are not just sitting in the classroom like sponges and only listening to the teacher talking but not really understanding how it can be applied in real life. They don't get to just memorize facts, but they have to interpret it into a new context, and this will help them generate new ideas. Knowledge construction is important to help students' ability to transfer information and use it productively. The use of ICT could also help their other 21st century learning skills such as collaboration and knowledge construction.
So Canva is a website that you can use to draw posters. So what you can do is that you can start signing up with your email. Sign up with your email. I actually think that Canva was a really interactive tool for my students especially. It got them engaged because they were able to navigate throughout the platform easily. It just took 2 minutes to sign up, then you can fiddle with any templates that you want, which is good for making cover pages for their portfolios, and it's really good to enhance their projects as well. So like in terms of aesthetics, it adds a bit of depth and a creativeness that they can fiddle around. So I think I would use it more often, and then so that my students, that's what they said, so which is quite a good thing. Implementing technology into the lesson, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it'd be, because lucky enough at Mentiri we have good facilities. We've got projectors, interactive whiteboards, good desktops, good computers, good internet. So having to access Canva was as simple as that. So tell me, how did you come across with the design problem?
Oh, well, the problem is very common here in Brunei Darussalam, especially in Kampung Ayer.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yeah, so like the land and the water is very polluted, so I think that's something that we have to improve.
Alright, very good.
Yeah.
And then, so what did you say there? So the amount of waste, so you're talking about waste.
Yeah.
So what are you planning to do with the waste?
The waste, I was considering to maybe, well, as the video said earlier, to incinerate the
Incinerate?
waste. Yes.
But would you incinerate in this case? What does your design brief say?
I would reuse the product.
So this is to minimize waste.
To minimize the waste.
So that is your design?
Brief.
And your design problem is to?
To reduce waste.
Reduce waste in Kampung? Okay, alright. Good. Very good. So after the question and answer session, I gave my students 10 minutes to go outside, look at the school environment, and then find out find or collect any waste that they could find. So this is basically just to test their critical thinking about what waste that can be used, that can be reused, into a product. So amazing enough, they came back with plastic spoons, food packaging, plastic bottles. Basically, they ended up coming back to the classroom with mostly plastic materials. So you know that there are recyclable materials that you can reuse, okay? So as a class activity, I want you to divide into 5 groups. Yes, 5. So you're gonna go around the school for 10 minutes, and try to find any recyclable materials that you can use, okay? Then I want you to come back here, and then we're gonna see what we can make out of them, okay? To combat the problem, sorry.
Once students have collected as many recyclable resources that they could find, they began their projects inside the classroom.
So the activity involved students, we divided into 5 groups of 2, so they were in pairs, okay, 5 groups, with each of the members being assigned as facilitators. So they had a one-on-one session where the students get to discuss their ideas, okay, more thoroughly before coming up with a final idea, then coming up with, then actually getting to make the product with the materials provided, such as string, glue, scissors, just to put everything together. So by the end of the lesson, we had a design criteria. This is a session where we get to discuss each other's designs, so the good and bad and what can be improved. But overall, my students actually came up with some interesting designs, especially I think Mira's group. Those plastic spoons, I didn't know that it can turn into a stationery holder, and better yet, a lampshade. So that was very, very innovative. So overall, I actually think it was a very successful lesson. I would probably do it again. Okay, so tell me, what can you make out of this plastic bottle? A planter? Yeah, but how would you make it into a planter?
Cut it.
So you would cut it in half, yeah? Then what happens after that? Yeah.
I cut some most of it there.
Yeah? What makes you think that this plastic bottle would make a good planter?
It's to recycle.
Yeah, okay, it's good. Yeah, it is recycled, so it won't degrade in the environment, so it's good, so you can use it. Yeah, so it's very sturdy. So I'm assuming this is your prototype? Yeah, it's good though, that it's very flimsy. But, might I suggest, I think you would need a thicker rope in the middle, because with the soil, it will make it really heavy. So look at your design. So this design right here that we did, yeah, I think it's very good, but I think it just needs a bit more rope, just to make it much more stronger and steady. Okay? Yeah?
This is the product for activities earlier. It is made from plastic spoon. It can be a stationery holder or a lampshade.
The lesson was very fun and we learned how to make something out of recycled material. It was very stressful because of the time limit, but the teacher made it easier. We never knew Canvas existed until Canva was it? Yeah. We never knew Canva existed until today. We can see our friends' work and it's so much fun to use.
Yes, it was useful because I can explore more design and fix my mistakes. I would use Canva again so that I won't waste any paper.
It was quite difficult at first, but the teacher helped us to understand it more and make the task easier.
Okay, so class, as a conclusion from today's lesson, okay, so you are able to identify a design brief, yeah, and also to construct a design brief and a design problem, okay, and it is important to consider the environment, especially as a designer, okay, and it's important that the products that we make nowadays, yeah, in this 21st century, that is safe for the environment as well and for ourselves, okay. So your solution is basically you redesign things from recyclable material, okay. So by doing so, you're able to minimize waste. So with you minimizing waste, yeah, the smallest change can make a huge impact. So this is how designers think nowadays. We have to be environmentally friendly, okay? And also, not to mention Canva. Canva plays a really interesting tool for you to showcase your designs and also graphics, information, and also to enhance your portfolios, alright? So you can use it anytime that you want. It's that accessible online, alright? And that concludes our lesson for today.
Actually, the students are capable of doing the lesson and manage to cover up all the lesson given, and and student able to manage the time properly. In terms of class management, well, the teacher managed to control the class. Because of maybe the students are not really playful. That's why the teacher delivered the lesson effectively and efficiently. And for me, due to the students are for me bright students, so it's easy to talk with them and to engage them critical thinking by the teacher, I guess.
So when we conducted the lesson, we were able to identify some student who perform much higher compared to the rest. We can, I guess, categorize this student as higher order thinking students. They were able to utilize digital media to illustrate their ideas, and within the limited time frame in that class, they were able to come up with their own idea and execute it. So we introduced Canva to the student. Canva is a web-based program. So what we can do with Canva is we can put our content inside it, and we can display it, illustrate it to give a good presentation for the user. One good thing that I noticed about Canva is that using conventional way of making posters, students normally have to buy poster, draw, buy marker pens, and buy other things that they want to put inside the poster. This requires effort, money, and time. But using Canva, all you need is a good connection and maybe a computer, and then you can just immediately make the poster and share it, which I think is amazing. And additionally, what this does is students become more brave. They become a risk taker, because if they make a mistake using the program, they can undo it and repeat it. This allows them to explore really fast, exploring what they like and what they don't like. So personally, I think that using project-based learning is really useful, because not only it is relatable to the student and it reflects the current situation in Brunei, but what we ultimately want to show them is that how designer can make an impact, how they can make an impact. And I think project-based learning does exactly that, because design and technology is quite a unique subject. You don't just learn, but you need to apply it.